friends, welcome to our channel Unboxing Stories. In this channel we read out stories and excerpts from English literature and in English language. If you are new to our channel, please do like, share and subscribe. Your liking and your subscriptions gives us a moral boost. Today we shall be reading out from The Wings of Fire, written by Shri APJ Abdul Kalam, in continuation to my earlier video. So if you haven't checked out my earlier videos, I request you to kindly check it out and listen to the stories and excerpts written by Shri APJ Abdul Kalam. If you are an avid reader and listeners like us, do share, subscribe and like. So let me proceed to the excerpts from Shri APJ Abdul Kalam's The Wings of Fire. I shall be reading out a small portion where I left in the last video, and then we shall continue. The high priest of Rameshwaram temple, Pakshi Lakshmana Sastri, was a very close friend of my father's. One of the most vivid memories of my early childhood is of the two men, each in his traditional attire, discussing spiritual matters. When I was old enough to ask questions, I asked my father about the relevance of prayer. My father told me there was nothing mysterious about prayer. Rather, prayer made possible a communion of the spirit between people. When you pray, he said, you transcend your body and become a part of cosmos which knows no division of wealth, age, caste or creed. My father would convey complex spiritual concepts in very simple, down-to-earth Tamil. He once told me, in his own time, in his own place, in what he really is, and in the stage he has reached, good or bad, every human being is a specific element within the whole of the manifest divine being. So why be afraid of difficulties, suffering and problems? When troubles come, try to understand the relevance of your sufferings. Adversity always presents opportunities for introspection. Why don't you take this to the people who come to you for help and advice? I asked my father. He put his hands on my shoulders and looked straight into my eyes. For quite some time he said nothing, as if he was judging my capacity to comprehend his words. Then he answered in a low, deep voice. His answer filled me with a strange energy and enthusiasm. Whenever human beings find themselves alone, as a natural reaction, they start looking for company. Whenever they are in trouble, they look for someone to help them. Whenever they reach an impasse, they look to someone to show them the way out. Each recurrent anguish, longing and desire finds its own special helper. For the people who come to me in distress, I am but a go-between in their efforts to propitiate demonic forces with prayers and offerings. This is not a correct approach at all and should never be followed. One must understand the difference between a fear-ridden vision of destiny and the vision that enables us to seek the enemy of fulfillment within ourselves. I remember my father starting his day at 4 a.m. by reading the namaz before dawn. After the namaz, he used to walk down to a small coconut grove we owned about 6 kilometers from our home. He would return with about a dozen coconuts tied together, thrown over his shoulder. Only then would he have his breakfast. This remained his routine even when he was in his late 60s. I have throughout my life tried to evaluate my father in my own world of science and technology. I have endeavored to understand the fundamental truths revealed to me by my father and feel convinced that there exists a divine power and that can lift one up from confusion, misery, melancholy and flare and guide us failure, melancholy and failure and guide one to one's true place. And once an individual severs his emotional and physical bondage, he is on the road to freedom, happiness, and peace of mind. I was about 6 years old when my father embarked on the project of building a wooden sailboat to take pilgrims from Raveshwaram to Dhanuskodi, also called Sethu Kakkarai, and back. He worked at building the boat on the seashore with the help of a relative, Ahmad Jalaluddin, who later married my sister Johra. I watched the boat take shape. The wooden hull and bulkheads were seasoned with the heat from wood fires. My father was doing good business with the boat when one day a cyclone bringing winds of over 160 kilometers per hour carried away our boat along with some of the landmass of Sethu Kakkarai. The Pamban bridge collapsed with a train full of passengers on it. Until then, I had only seen the beauty of the sea. Now its uncontrollable energy came as a revelation to me. I hope you liked today's excerpt reading. If you are interested in more such videos, then please be kind in liking, sharing and subscribing, and do comment what more stories you would like me to read. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, my lovely.